to be able to get that one back against Oregon State, a team that kind of stole one from you in what had otherwise been a really exciting weekend at the Jane Sanders Classic that had the wins over Florida State. How did that feel last night to be able to get that one back on them?
Good, good. We've been waiting for that game. We did not like how we played and just the outcome when we were here at our stadium for game one. So to have the opportunity to go and tie the series with game two and to do it there was big.
You guys faced the same pitcher last time in Hulan, and she tossed a complete game. This time you get Sokolsky, who gives you guys a complete game. How did you feel like you made adjustments to her pitching and just being able to see her again for another full game?
I think obviously to have the opportunity to see her again, but I just think the game plan that they had against her tweaked a couple things, and I thought it made a big difference.
Coach, you've been doing this for a while. Obviously, you've seen lots of different teams. Every year you kind of have expectations, and hopes and aspirations. When did you really know that this team had coalesced and was as special as it's become?
We've been saying it since day one, since the first day they all came on campus. You could just feel this group different. Just every year your groups are going to be different than the groups in the past. That's just normal. But I don't know. There's just something with this group and that the way they went about things, and they're just different, special. The energy was just ridiculous. And then from there, seeing them put the work in the weight room, put the work in on the field, put their work in our leadership meetings, you could just really start to see things come together with them.
Freshmen, you get to really chance to see them to grow and develop for the first time over the course of the season. When you have players like Steph, when you have players like Kaylin, who some of them had some really hot starts to the season, but then cooled down. Watch them kind of have to readjust back to these pitchers, these college pitchers, the kind of the toughest they've ever seen, and have really successful. Obviously, Steph 2 homers. Kaylin was really great at the Rutgers series. How have you just seen them grow and kind of on the field, off the field, and be able to make those adjustments back to experiencing what it is like to be college softball players?
I think just for the most part, just the maturity. I don't look at our freshmen as freshmen anymore. They haven't been freshmen for a while. So to see them have success and then to see things maybe have some bumps and how they handle that in a mature way, and just understanding, anytime we have bumps, it's good. It means we're growing. Anytime we're uncomfortable, it's good. It means we're growing. And so the growth that they've had as freshmen, imagine this freshman group when they're seniors, just with what they've been doing in their first year. So you're going to have growth. And if you are comfortable being uncomfortable, that's when you're going to grow faster and understand how to make some adjustments quicker. And I think that's what you can see with all of them.
The group this year has been great in so many different facets. A question, where do you still see the biggest opportunity? They've been great on the bases, hitting, defense, pitching. They're across the board, they've had market improvements. But where do you still see that biggest opportunity to advance?
I think in all areas. I don't think we can ever, be. I think when you have success, lots of times when you have success, complacency comes with it, and to understand how to have the success, but to continue to grow and not get complacent in what you're doing.
How big has Bracy been for this team? She takes one off the leg last night. She leads the team in hit by pitches. Just to have her stepping up in that toughness that she's had since Emma went down, it's just kind of what happens with catchers. They got to be able to do that, and to see what she's meant to this team, and then be able to also give what she's done on offense. What have you seen from her?
Just that mental, physical toughness. I don't know how many times she got hit on the road. It seems like a lot more probably than what it was, but just how she's handled it. It just shows she is one of our strongest athletes on our team. She's just got some physical strength, and is getting beat up a little bit as a catcher. That kind of goes along with the territory, and I think she's handled it very well.
One thing that Bracy was mentioning, though, is the difference between being hurt and being injured. Being hurt, you have to overcome. Being injured, and it made me think, could you just speak to the importance of the totality of the staff? Kate in particular, being the training, getting people to identify the differences between those, so they're not trying to push through an injury per se, that they actually know to stop it. Just the treatment, and how she's helping these players recover. Like you said, Breezy or Steph or anyone else, overcome and persevere throughout the season.
I think one thing, just in all areas, if we have really good communication. I think Kate is excellent. She's one of the best in the country. She wants to do a lot of prevention type work with them, recovery type work, so we can keep them from being injured. When they are injured, I think she does a great job of understanding the timeline and how quickly she can get them back. So I think just the communication is really big, and it goes a long way to understand the difference of the injury versus being hurt. So.
How big do you think that is in terms of getting people to Oregon and just the staff and everything that you have here and that have built up over the last couple of years?
I think it's big. I think we are a Division I college softball program, but I look at how Oregon just handles everything, and everything we do, you'd feel like this is a professional team. We have a professional trainer. We play at a professional stadium. We have professional coaches. Our athletes are treated like professionals with all the resources that are provided. So to come here, you have opportunity to do great things.
A question, just because you guys are stealing so many bases. I mean, so the attempts are kind of going up. Have you ever seen in the past a team that's been hit so many times with being called leaving early? It just, I mean, by virtue of more stolen bases, there's going to be more attempts, which is going to increase that potential. But it just seems like your team has been, is it because you're so fast, other coaches are identifying it and kind of pushing the umps, do you think? Or is it just, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not questioning the calls, but it just seems like that's something I see a lot more in Oregon games than I do in any other games I watch.
Yeah, I don't really know the answer. I just think that we've got incredible speed, so just to be on time. So if a video replay, we're safe. Like, make people throw us out physically and not through the video.
Coach, last question. You've got Michigan coming to Eugene for the first time, and exciting to welcome a new team to Eugene, and also talk a little about the crowd, the atmosphere that has been building here and how important that is for the team.
I think it's huge. When I think of Michigan, I think of Big Ten championships. I think of a national championship. They always have great pitching, great hitters. They play the right way. They've got excellent coaching. And so we've got to be at our very best for this team that's coming in to play us. So to have our fans and our support here, we talk about this Lion's Den, and for it to be rocking is really, really important because we need it for this weekend. It's going to be a big weekend. So I appreciate our fans. I appreciate their support. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, and it's about absolutely packing the Jane and continuing on with that Lion's Den that we love.